On this all-new episode of The Recipe Show, Theresa sits with Pastor Leland Thomas, who has created many successful outreach ministry programs for the disenfranchised, therefore becoming a spiritual game changer in the Kansas City area. Stay tuned to hear his recipe for success. Let's get into it.
Hello, Leland, and welcome to The Recipe. How are you today?
Hey, how are you? I can't complain.
Good. I'm doing okay. So what I'm interviewing you today, and I want to talk, well, I don't like to call it an interview because it's not really an interview.
Right.
We're just going to chit-chat, and I'm trying to get the ingredients for your success. Leland here, what do? You do everything. I was reading about you and, your autobiography, and you're a chef,
Yes.
a prophet,
Yes.
you work a job,
Yes.
you feed the homeless and the
Yes.
unfortunate. You, what else do you do? You
Daycare owner.
do daycare owner
Yes.
and cater food as well,
Yes.
travel.
Yes.
It's 24 hours in a day. Where do you find the time to do all this?
Well, I learned how to balance. Balance is one of my good words. People say, "How do you do everything?"
Mm-hmm.
It seems like it's two of you. But no, it's actually just one of me.
Mm-hmm.
And I just really just look at things in life and I balance it all. You got 24, like you said, you got 24 hours in a day. And what are you going to do in that 24 hours that's going to make you successful? And so I find out that when people are asleep, then I should be awake. And then when they're awake, I should sleep, if I can sleep. But now, anytime visionary people, they do not sleep a lot. They will sleep, but not a lot. Their mind constantly going to say, what is the next thing to do to improve for great success?
Mm-hmm.
And so one thing I do, I like to write the vision and make it plain. As the word says, write it and make it plain.
Okay.
Let people understand it. And not only that, people that sometimes, I found out with certain people that's made it to the top, they don't like to share their stuff because they don't want people to come to the top where they are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like that.
Mm-hmm.
I want people to know the process on how to get there.
Wow. And that speaks volume because you're absolutely correct as far as that's concerned. There's so many people that do not give up the ingredients. And this is what this podcast or this show is about, is giving me the ingredients for your success. Again, like I said, I don't care that you're a millionaire. I don't care that you're beautiful. I see that, or handsome. Give me the ingredients. What have you done to continue to have your good looks or become successful? And I feel like when knowledge is to be paid for most of the time, you have to pay for that knowledge. However, once you die, the knowledge dies. So I feel like you need to give that away, because if you don't, then once you go, then what? It's not spreaded. So I appreciate you for wanting to give that knowledge and tell your ingredients for the things that you've done and the success that you have had.
Knowledge is power.
Yes, I agree.
And so when you have knowledge and you share it and you invest in something else, then what happens is your vision, your dream keeps living. And you and your vision never die. You might eventually die, but your vision and your dream still goes on and live. It's just like when Martin Luther King, I had a dream. He had a dream. Things start happening. Things are still going on from the dream that he had. So it never dies. So it's good to invest in people. And I say this to people, you can't make everybody go where you're going, but those that do want to go, invest in them.
Let me ask you, how many people have you impact?
Oh, I don't know, Gigi. That's a hard question because I got a lot of people I have impact.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I call them spiritual children. And some of them are older than me because they never really knew how old I am. Just like yesterday, I did a thing heart to heart. One of my spiritual sons got a new heart. And so what we did was I cooked food and sold food to give him finances to get the medications, the things that he need, and we raised a good amount of money in 4 hours. I did it from noon to 4 because I wanted to let him know that you don't have to go beg nobody. We're going to invest in you. We're going to work it
Wow.
out with you. And that's what it's about. It's enough out here for everybody. We don't have to fight over it. It's enough.
You know, as you're speaking, I'm feeling you, and I'm thinking about this. You said, you know, one of your spiritual sons you did this for because he needed a heart. Where where do you get that giving? Is that part of your ingredients? Giving
Giving is.
to want to do for other people, because that money could have been towards a trip for you, a new Gucci bag, or whatever. But you know, many things. You know, but you're here giving and helping others, and you're actually hustling and bustling to do it. I mean, it's not like you're just writing out a check. I mean, you have to, you know, do things in order to get this. So where does that spirit come from? What, did someone do this for you, or is this just something that
I was
is that
always very generous, even when I was a thief. Let me say, when I
Okay.
was, I was a thief. When I
Okay.
was
Let's
robbing,
talk about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when
we
I
all have
was-
a past. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was stealing stuff out of stores, and what I would do is give to the people that didn't have. If they
So
needed
you
a
were
microwave, I gave them a microwave.
You weren't an enabler. You committed crime and become an enabler to help other people.
Right.
Yeah.
So I always was generous. Now, I learned what growing up from the age where I was to now, I had to learn how to balance it though, because one of my uncles used to say before he passed away, he said, "Leland, why you not rich?" Mm-hmm. And I was like, "What you mean? Why I'm not rich?" And I said, "I don't understand where you're coming from." He said, "Why are you not rich?" And he kept asking me the question over till I was like, "Uncle, okay, I'm tired of going through this. What do you mean why I'm not rich?" He said, "You know why you're not rich, Leland Thomas?" I said, "Why, Unc? Because you give it all away."
Yeah.
And so, in other words, he was telling me, "I need you to balance your giving."
Exactly.
Because sometimes people can take that for granted. And
Or
you
they take advantage of
right,
it.
and you
Yeah.
enable the person to do what they need to do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I learned how to discern that now as I'm older. Not stop me from giving, but I discern it and give it to what much needed.
Okay. All right.
So-
So you're balancing now. So you're learning to take care of you
Right.
as well.
Right.
Okay. Very good. Okay. So a prophet. You are a prophet, evangelist. You earned your certificate in 2005, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Okay, for an evangelist, and then became a prophet.
Yes, it started.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, it started in the Church of God in Christ, 1999. I got my deacon license. From my deacon license, I got ministry license. 2001, I went to Bible College, Western Missouri Baptist Bible College.
Okay.
Then I left out the Church of God in Christ and went to. I was just out here. But I had license. I had license, international license. 'Cause I said if I get international license, I can go all over the world. So I did. I took a class, got international license. And once I got them license, I joined a church. I was a senior pastor of this church for 4.5 years under the Bishop Anthony Johnson's. And that's when I got
Okay.
my apostolic. That's when I got prophetic license. He made me a prophet officer,
Okay.
which is the highest prophet.
Okay. Let me ask you, what is a prophet?
A prophet is basically foretelling. They
Okay.
some of them in the world they call them witches or sorcery, or they use their gifting different than they really truly they prophets because they can see things before it happens.
Okay. So you do believe that you are a prophet.
Yes.
Why do you think that? What
Be-
why do you feel like that was your calling, or this is your calling? What made you say, I'm a prophet, I have this gift?
Yeah. Well, I let the people grade me. I really didn't tell myself, but I knew that I was because when I was 8 years old, I would tell my mama stuff like, "Mama, that house gonna burn down," and she was like, "What do you say that for?" Wait, she was going, and a week later, the house burned down.
Did you burn it down?
I did not burn it down. So it's like, I'm gonna tell you, the gift works like this. I can look at you, and I can, if he drop on me, I can see your life. I
So
can
you're a good. Is it
see.
called being a good judge of character, or it's different from being
It's
a good?
different. It's like I'm watching TV, and he'll say this to her, and I will say stuff to people, and they be like, "Well, how did you know that?" I said, "Well, because he just told me to say it to you."
This is nothing that you learned.
And it's
This
not
is
nothing I learned, and it's not nothing that I wanted.
or studied.
Or studied. It's
Okay.
none of that. It was always a gift. And I'm gonna tell you, I used to fight with it because sometimes it would mark me. Because people would say, something about you. And how did you know that? And how did you know the police was coming? Right where Home Depot is now was projects of buildings. And I said, the police is coming, let's go. He said, why would you say that? Why would they come? I said, let's go. When we got in the car and drove out, they was pulling up, and they busted the whole building.
Wow.
So it was some things I would see or hear, I would get mad because I'm like, I ain't got this gift. I want to be normal. Because sometimes when you gifted like that, it's a price with it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Wow. I was always taught that your intuition is your most honest friend you'll ever have. Is it your intuition or is it past intuition?
It's past that because I can hear or I can see it. So it's past. So some things I don't want to see about a person, but I see it.
Really?
And he'll tell me to pray about it or say something to him about it. So it's a crazy gift, and I'm gonna tell you what it reminds me of. And I say this to prophetic people everywhere I go. It reminds me of X-Men because they gifted people that it's hard for people to understand gifted people
You took this gift and decided to work
in the world.
in the world and use it to
Enhance the kingdom.
exactly. I like that. What made you? How did you go from the life that you live to a spiritual?
I let him take me through the process. And one of the things that people used to say in church that really used to irk me, stop sinning, stop doing this, and stop doing it. It was always stop. And Jesus, Jesus, Jesus this, but they never told me who was the enemy that I was fighting. You just saying stop. We have an enemy that we fight. And so one of the things I did, I said, God, with this gift, I want to see the enemy that I'm fighting. I want to learn the enemy on the spiritual side. And God gave me many encounters on what the spiritual side was. And it did cost me something. You know what I mean? It cost me. It pays I paid a price to walk in the shoes I'm in. Sometimes, like when you suffer, you feel like you're suffering, or this happens to you, and this happens to you, and that happened to you. It's because you suffering for somebody else.
So you're paying the debt for
I'm
someone
paying the
else.
debt to walk in this prophetic office.
Like, I want to know what the difference is between a prophet and a messenger. What's the difference between a prophet and a priest, a preacher?
Okay. The apostles set order. The prophets give the word from the Lord. They communicate with God, and God give us the word. We give it to the people. The evangelists go get the people. The pastor nurture. The teacher teach.
Oh, okay. So it's 5. You named out 5.
It's
Okay.
all 5.
Wow.
And it's in the Bible in Ephesians 4.
Okay. So basically, the prophet is the messenger, or
Yes.
is it
The
is it
foretelling and what God said. So you'll hear me say, God said da.
like you shared with me before
Right.
that this is what you you thought that I should do. Keep going and so on and so forth.
And one thing about it, if God give you something, He's gonna make room for you to do it. It's not gonna be hard, and nobody is gonna be able to take it.
Or overwhelm you where you
Right.
become okay.
Because it's your assignment, and when He gives you an assignment, He's gonna allow for you to complete it.
So is that what do you feel like that old saying, God is not through with you yet, because you have an assignment that needs to be completed?
That's right.
Okay.
And He's not.
Okay.
So, you can't jump. Some of us would love to abort our assignment. Some of us would like cry and throw in the towel, but don't do it. because it's
Okay.
going to be worth it at the end.
So, tell me a little bit about you. Let me ask you a few questions about you. What do you do in your pastime?
In my pastime, I would tell you, I love being with my family.
Okay,
Cause
family man.
yeah, we
Okay,
love,
that's what's up.
we do jokes, we crack jokes on one another,
Uh-huh.
we eat good food, we talk a lot of trash. Let me tell you, I got a group of good friends. We like party buses, we like gatherings. I'm telling you, we love going to nice restaurants.
Okay.
So we love to travel and go on vacation. Like I just came from Colorado.
Okay.
And so I took a couple of my play sisters to the Garden of the Gods. So they
Okay.
got to see the mountains.
Wow.
So, I like to do a lot of things.
Okay.
I'm very, I climbed 2 mountains in Colorado. I did the
You
incline,
you did what?
climbed 2 mountains
What are
in
you doing on a
Colorado.
mountain?
I climbed the incline and Vail Mountain. I made it to the top. And so,
You wasn't scared?
I wasn't. And
Oh, what?
on my way climbing, I seen deers and everything else, but I was not scared.
Okay, so explain to me. You climbed. I mean, I was in California. Actually, I was in Palm Springs. About 4 or 5 months ago, and the mountains were right there in my face, and I go, "Is this illegal for this mountain to be right here on the side of the highway where I'm walking? A rock could fall or anything. And I'm looking up, and I'm like, people are actually climbing these mountains.
Oh, yeah.
Why?
It was a very good, I'm going to tell you. It was
What
a
did you
great
get out of that? I mean, is
it
that
was
up
a-
on your bucket list or what?
Wait a minute. It was a great experience. So when I waited to the top on the incline, you can see it's like you can see the world. And it was so peaceful. But when I was climbing, I was hot. Then when I got in the middle, you seen snow. It was real cold.
How tall was the mountain?
The incline is bigger than the Empire State Building. Yes, it's bigger than the Empire State.
And then you had to come back down or do
I
somebody?
did come down, and when I came down, I fell 4 times.
See, I'm not grasping this. So you're telling me, okay, you climbed a mountain. How did you climb the mountain? Because see, I don't know anything about nature and swimming with the sharks and scuba diving. I'm not doing and jumping out of planes and I'm not. So
they have a trail.
Okay.
And you have to climb up that trail. It's
like
hard. It's not easy.
Wait a minute, are you climbing on rocks or is it like a road?
It's like it wasn't rock. Well, it has some rocks, but it was like rocks and some wooden, crazy stairs going up flat, and it's hard to climb it. You have to climb it.
How long did it take you?
Oh, it took me about 3 to 4 hours to get up there.
Did you have water and things to survive?
I had water, and I had one of my spiritual sons from the military to go with me, make sure I was okay. So I made it.
You did it by yourself and him, or was it a group
Just
project?
me and him, but it was other people climbing too. So you did have some people pass you, and then you had some people when you got halfway they got off. I didn't get off. I kept going. I said I'm gonna go to the top, and so when I got to the top, everybody applauded that I made it.
Wow.
And then I came down. I fell 4 times.
When you say fell like
Flat on my face.
probably died of a heart attack.
Yeah, I fell 4 times. I was scraped up. So
Wow.
I came down in that.
Okay, so tell me about your daycare. You got this daycare going, and you said that it's been up and running for a year now.
In July will be a year.
Okay, 24-hour.
It is a 24-hour
Okay.
daycare. We open from 6 a.m. to 12 midnight. I actually close it at 12 midnight, though.
Oh, 12 midnight. Okay, where's it at?
It's on 7431 Prospect, Kansas,
Okay.
Missouri. My sister Yolanda, I invested a lot into it.
Okay.
And so she is one of the owners, and my other sister, Shonda Toombs, is one of the owners. My sister designed it and everything, and so I basically is one of the owners. Also, I do a lot with the staff and finances.
Okay, so you're kind of behind the scenes.
No,
You're actually
I'm there
dealing with the
every day.
kids?
Yes, I
Oh.
deal with kids every blue moon.
Okay.
I go out there, mess with them. They know who I am.
Okay.
I make sure everything is going right. That's one thing I have to make sure it's going right.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure all your state stuff is right.
Yes, please, please, please do that.
That's the
Yeah,
first thing you need to say.
exactly. Okay.
Make sure you are legal and right with the state.
Yes. Okay. What ages?
We got ages from 12 weeks to 12 years old.
12 weeks to 12 years old, and it's from 6 a.m. to 12 a.m. Monday through Friday,
And every other weekend.
and every other weekend. But okay, so it's not okay, not 24 hours around the clock. Okay, and your catering business.
Oh, good food for the soul.
Let me tell you guys, I had fish, fried corn,
And green beans.
and green beans. Delicious. Oh my God, it was so good. Thank you. I needed that.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Oh, it was so good. So what else do you basically do? Because you kept asking me, well, what do you want? What do you like? I mean, I like everything. So do you fix Italian, Mexican? What do you specialize in? Soul food?
We specialize in good food for the soul, specialize in soul food.
Okay, soul
Now,
food.
can we cook Mexican food? Yes. Can we cook Chinese food? Yes. But we specialize in soul food.
Okay, soul food. What is your popular dish that people are like wanting all the time? Or
You wouldn't believe it. They always want turkey and dressing or chicken and dressing. They
wow.
love or fried chicken. You never can fried chicken. Fish,
Okay.
fried corn,
Okay.
green beans, greens, sweet potatoes, macaroni and cheese. Oh, believe it or not, anytime we cook chitlins, we run out in 3 hours. People be outside waiting in a line.
Wow. What's your typical day like?
Well, tomorrow is Monday, so it's President Day, so the daycare is closed. So I don't have to go to the daycare tomorrow.
Okay.
I don't have to go to the hotel tomorrow. I don't have to cook for nobody tomorrow, so I'm free tomorrow.
Okay.
So that gives me a chance to do things I need to finish up. Because I'm in the process trying to do a couple things. I'm trying to get 2 seasons out, and I'm trying to get a book out, and I'm trying to get it done by June.
By June. So you give yourself a deadline and you work towards that deadline
I do.
and you just stay focused.
I stay focused.
So you have nothing or nobody deterring you at this point.
Right.
How does that work? Where does your social life or where does your me time come in at?
My me time, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't bring a lot of people to my place where I live.
Okay.
I think my place is my sanctuary.
Okay.
And when I'm at home, that's my place to just lay it out.
So your life is, you protect your privacy.
I do.
Okay.
And
good.
but when I'm out, I get pulled on all the time. When I'm
Wow.
out.
Yeah, well, I'm going to
Different
start
ways.
pulling you now for some food and catering.
Hey,
Jesus, that food
hey.
was good. I mean, it really had a good, I didn't have to put anything. I mean, I'm a hot sauce queen, so I carry hot sauce in my car, but, and in my purse, but the food, it was thebomb.com.
I'm glad.
And I'm such a picky eater, and I'm getting ready to, as soon as we get through, I need to,
finish some more.
yes, sir. Yeah, that part. But yeah, I really enjoy your food. So that speaks volume to me that, you take pride in what you do. You're getting things accomplished. And like you said, at the end of the day, that's what it's about. You want to leave that impact. You want to spread that knowledge and give back, and it's not where you've been, it's where you're going.
Right.
It's not how many times you fall, it's how many times you get up.
That's right.
And I like that about you because you're not only just talking it, you're actually doing it.
Right.
So that means a lot. That means a lot. I want to touch on today's children,
Okay.
the new millennials, the new money, no class, just everything help me out.
We lost value.
How and when?
And the way that we lost value because we losing good leadership. And I think what the leadership is doing now, they trying to come up and be on billboards when they need to humble themselves and begin to teach our youth and our younger generation.
Okay.
When I said it early on the broadcast, investing, you need to sometimes take time to invest in people and to teach people. The word says train up a child in the way they should go. Not shall, but should go. And a lot of times we don't want to hear what they got to say. But how are you gonna pinpoint where they at if you don't hear what they saying? And once you learn how to listen and to hear what they really saying, then you can pinpoint where you can direct them to, and and you can also let them know where not to go to. We don't have enough leaders out there to be there for them, to be comforter for them, to listen to them. Not only that, giving them something to do. We bring in marijuana, we bring in boats to gamble, we bring in cars,
The internet,
the
Xboxes,
the Xboxes,
yeah.
but we don't bring in no substitutes. We don't bring in no YMCA's. We don't bring in no training centers.
Okay.
We don't bring in. You see what I'm saying? We not
And
bringing.
you know what? You're absolutely correct. And as you saying this, I'm just brainstorming when you said we've lost our leaders. You're absolutely correct. And what you mean by that and what I mean by that is just think about it. When we were growing up, for birthdays, we were given the dishes or the trash, or here's your lawnmower. At 8 years old, you get ready to go cut grass. The 3 favorite words in the world are thank you, please, and excuse me. That was a taught behavior, when you were 2 years old. If you didn't say excuse me or please, you got spanked.
Right.
What did you say? Excuse me, please, thank you. Our jobs when we were young was what? To go outside and play.
Right.
We had jobs. That was our job. Go outside and play. Today, the kids won't even go outside. They don't know how to play hopscotch, kickball, baseball, basketball.
Teddy ball.
They play no board games. Everything is based on computers. They go on their iPhones and they shut the door and you don't see your children all day. So they have taken over. They don't eat at the dinner table anymore.
Right.
Together and discuss anything. Everything is like given. They have navigation now. We had to read a map or find our way. We got lost on the highway. They're not getting a driver's license till they're 20. I mean, we had driver's license at
16.
16.
Right.
15, 16 years old. I mean, we were very, very responsible. They have no social skills. None.
And no morals.
Yeah, no morals, no values. And, it's just so disturbing that I see this. And a lot of my younger cousins and friends, oh, you're old-fashioned, Theresa, whoop this, whoop that. But they just need to learn certain things or no. But like you said, how are they going to learn when I'm guilty of it? Don't take the time to ask them who they are or what they're trying to do or sit down and teach them. Years ago, we had our grandmothers and grandparents that taught us how to cook. Right. Today, they can go buy their Thanksgiving out of Hy-Vee.
And that goes on training. We need to get back as leaders to train, to show them the way to do it.
How do we get back? Even me, I'm guilty. How do you get back from it? Because
number one, we got to get involved.
How do you get motivated to get involved when now it's like all about me or all about what I want? I think that's what is happening to our generation, and we forget about the young children. Do you think that's what has happened? What happened with us where...
I know we headed to a different world. We're in the future, but we do need to pick up some of the nuggets from back then. And one of the things that we used to do that really got into business was have dinner at the dinner table.
Yes.
And that's the number one. And another thing was the respect and the reverence was we're going to pray before we even eat. We lost reverence.
Yes. Yes.
Even the older generation. The young people then backed them up in the corner and they don't want to say nothing. They have a lot to say, but we have backed them in the corner instead of pulling them to the forefront and letting them say what they need to say to let the generation know this is how your generation gonna live.
Wow.
We need to pull them back out.
This is scary.
And we need to let them go forth and let them speak.
Okay. So you think that's one of the ingredients?
That's one of the ingredients. And we as the people need to listen to the generation. Because we need to know something from them that can help us, and they need to know something from us to help them. See, the word says iron sharpens iron. And when you got two people and you sharpening together, you're going to be able to complete what you need to complete in the world. They might know computers real well, but you know how to do it if the computer blow out.
Exactly.
Huh?
Hello.
Come on now.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Exactly.
so it's gonna help both on both ends.
Yeah, it's a win-win.
It's a win-win thing. And when we understand that and learning how to come together as people and as leaders and to teach and motivate and push these young people into the right direction by bringing them in and listening and to getting involved in what they doing and how they doing and what we do and how we do it, we can win.
Wow.
You can't lose.
You know what you said in the beginning? When you just said to me, they may know computers, but we know how to make it work when the computers blow. That's a balance. And that's what you said in the beginning, our initial conversation. You said balance is my key. Wow. I like that. I like that. Let me ask you, what's your favorite word? What's your favorite word?
My favorite word in this day is integrity.
Okay. All right. What's your least favorite word?
One of my least favorite words is can't.
Can't. Yeah. That's me. What turns you on?
What turns me on is to see people working together to get a job done.
Okay. So togetherness. That's it. Yeah. What turns me on is connection. Yeah. I love
I
connection.
love networking.
Yes.
That's me.
What turns you off?
Stupidity. That turns me off, and not just stupidity.
Yeah.
Laziness.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't stand laziness and slothfulness. I can't stand that.
Yeah, yeah.
I think every man should work.
Hello. Yeah.
Every man.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna say, and the reason I say that is because we got a lot of people that want to be preachers to gain money, but you never went on a job. Work brings you character.
You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
You're absolutely
And a lot
correct.
of people try to do preaching and stuff just so they won't have to work.
Really?
Yeah. You found a lot of people that could become preachers for they won't have to work. But you got to understand something. Being a pastor is work. And if you don't know how to be a pastor, some people that say they're pastors weren't called to be no pastor. You have to be called. And if he didn't call you to be it, your ministry is going to shipwreck.
So, have you ever considered being a pastor?
I was one for 4.5 years.
Okay.
And I still pastor people on the side.
Okay, you do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's some people that don't want to go to church, but want to be pastored.
Okay, so they can be pastored at their homes or just in
Mm-hmm.
privacy?
Privacy, yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. Wow. Okay. So, what profession would you not attempt?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think
Underground welding or fix cars?
I wouldn't fix cars.
Okay, you wouldn't. Okay, you wouldn't be a captain of a ship. You wouldn't.
I wouldn't be captain of no
Okay,
ship
so that's something
or
you would.
plane. No,
You wouldn't fly. Okay, so that's a profession that you would not
I
attempt.
would not do it.
Okay, what profession would you attempt other than your own?
I would love to have an empire.
An empire. You think you can run an empire?
I would love to sit behind a leather chair and have an empire. And when I'm talking about an empire, a different of everything, some of everything.
Really? Like
We
the,
have-
the movie Empire?
Yeah, some of everything.
They off the chain.
Right.
Is that how you would run your
Right.
stuff?
No, I wouldn't run it like that, but I would have different stuff. Like say, you need cooks, we got cooks. You need car fix, we got a man that can fix cars. You need daycare, we got a woman with a daycare. I want to run all of that.
Okay. Last but not least, this is a good question. This decade, and I know 2020 is a new decade, but what do you think that you seen that you thought you would never see? Or I'm not going to say this decade. Let's just say in your life, what did you see or experience that you never thought that you would see?
The Chiefs
Yes, you answered it. I can't believe it.
win the Super Bowl.
Yes. Oh my God.
But
Can
I
you
knew they
believe
was
that?
gonna win.
You did.
I kept saying they're gonna win this.
My heart was fluttering.
I didn't even
I was
worry.
so stressed.
I wasn't stressed.
So the Chiefs is something that
I knew this year.
In
I
your
said it. I
lifetime.
said, they're gonna win it this year.
they're gonna win. And one more thing that you in your lifetime that let me give you a hint that maybe your grandfather, grandmother, or people that have passed would have loved to seen or never thought that they would see, and we had gotten a chance to experience that.
A black president.
Thank you. You answered both questions for me. Isn't that amazing? Times have really, really changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Times have changed.
Yeah. In a million years, you would have never thought that it would have come
A black president.
to this. That we have actually Kool-Aid in the White House and
hair
grease.
I mean, because they were good. One thing they taught us, I was telling somebody this today. One thing I learned, they have family structure.
Yes.
They demonstrated it.
Yes, they really did. They really did. Well, I want to thank you for coming out and sharing your ingredients. And I got the gist of it. And your ingredients is balance. You have to learn to balance, and you learn to adjust and get up and get it.
Right.
You got one shot at it, like you said earlier.
Shot.
You're not going to live forever. Get it done.
Right.
Get it done. Leland, thank you for coming
out.
out.
Inviting me. I have enjoyed myself with Gigi.
Thanks so much. Kisses.